Years ago, a friend who had read some of my writing and who knew of my aspirations of becoming an author gave me a book titled Write from the Heart by Hal Zena Bennett. He said that I just had to read it, and finally, after all these years, I have. First of all, I have to say that this book is not at all what I was expecting a book about writing to be like, and the author even says that right off the bat. This book is not about how to set up characters or plots or settings. It's not about the mechanics of writing at all. It's about something else entirely. This book is about the emotional and spiritual side of writing. It's about how to write in a way that connects with our readers, no matter what genre we choose to write in. It's really about writing from the heart. It's about writing in a way that allows us to touch the hearts of others. This is important because, as Bennett says, the good novelist knows it too. If they don't touch the reader's heart, the book isn't going to work. One thing I really enjoyed about the book is that he delves into a subject I have often wondered about, and that is why we write. Why are some of us driven to express our thoughts and ideas in words that will later be shared with others? This question has rumbled around in my mind for years as I tried to figure out what made me different from those around me who didn't seem to feel this nearly obsessive drive. And Bennett has given me some insight about the reasons. One thing he said that made complete sense to me was, perhaps there is a power greater than ourselves that gave us language so we could build bridges between our consciousnesses, allowing us to transcend the sense of separation we experience most of the time, and so step, if only for brief instances, into our essential oneness. One of the first and most important subjects it discusses is the importance of solitude. Not so much the importance of being alone when we write, but the importance of finding inner solitude so that we can hear what our inner self is saying and so that we can really write effectively. One thing Bennett said that I have tried to explain for years is a telephone ringing, a spouse rushing into a room in search of car keys, a child shrieking in your ear demanding your attention. These interruptions jerk you out of the inner world, which is the life force of the writer. Although these sound like simple interruptions, to the person thoroughly immersed in the work of writing, these are assaults. I know that they all mean well, but I can't count the number of times I have told my husband or others that I need some quiet time away from people in order to get where I need to be mentally in order to write well. I have fumbled with words and wondered if I was just being picky, so it was nice to read someone else express the exact same sentiment. He goes on to stress the importance of finding or creating our own writing space, even if it's only in our mind, a place where we go where we feel completely comfortable to find our solitude and where we can tap into our wellspring of creativity. He also talks about another key ingredient needed for writing, which is finding our imaginary reader or readers. By the way, this is not the same thing as finding out our readership. He goes on to talk about our peak experiences and essential wounds and how they affect our writing, the need to employ all five senses in our writing, and the need to be completely present when we write. He also covers where to find readily available sources for characters and ideas by exploring our own personal masks and those of others, as well as by looking carefully at the occupants and experiences of our inner world, our outer world, our dreams, and even our spiritual experiences. He also gives various suggestions for exercises we, as writers, can do to get in touch and improve in some of these areas. Finally, he does have a very practical section on getting successfully published. There are two things he focused on that struck particular chords with me. The first was the fact that we all have inner critics that can hinder our writing, and the second was the fact that while we don't always have something new to say, how we say it and our own personal perspective on it is new. As an avid reader and a person who has many favorite authors, I have often wondered what I could possibly have to contribute to the vast wealth of literary work out there. I have often doubted whether I have anything really worthwhile to offer. Bennett put it well when he said, "You may not be saying something that multitudes before you haven't said before, but the way you say it, the particular spin you put on it, colored and tempered by your unique life experience, allows some to hear it for the first time." This really cleared it up for me. I realized that he was right. While a story similar to mine may already be out there, my unique life experiences, the things that make me who I am, will make my story inherently different, and that difference is everything. Considering how much I enjoyed the book, and how much I got out of it, I was not surprised to discover that virtually all of the reviews I found from both professional and laypersons were extremely favorable. For example, the very first review found on the Amazon site for this book is by a consumer who purchased the book, Catherine Q. Revoir. This consumer, thanks in part to this book, is now also a published author of Spiritual Doodles and Mental Leapfrogs, a playbook for unleashing spiritual self-expression. Her review is nothing short of glowing, saying, "Before I read Right from the Heart, I had a book trapped inside me that was screaming to be written. I've been a creative mentor for years, but never had published a book and didn't think of myself as an author. This book helped me to find and unleash my own unique voice, and the exercises acted as guideposts along the way that kept me on track. My confidence level went from very low to very high in a short amount of time, thanks to the practical tools that Hal Bennett offers. I was able to kick out my inner critic and let my imagination knock over the blocks that had been running my inner dialogue. The insights I gained from this book provided the discipline for me to keep writing and not get distracted, and I can safely say that without the help of this creative and wise man, my book would not have been finished. Not only is it finished, but as of September 2002, it is published. I am so grateful to Write from the Heart." The editorial review on this book at the Barnes & Noble site says, "Hal Bennett's first edition of Write from the Heart taught a spiritual approach to writing. This revised edition adds interactive exercises from his seminars, insights on new publishing opportunities, and tips on electronic books and writing for future audiences. Highly recommended for any would-be writer." Magdalena Ball, author of Black Cow and other literary works, in her review of this novel had this to say about Write from the Heart. "Throughout the book are inspirational quotations from a range of famous writers, and the exercises are clear, easy to follow, and will yield a wealth of useful information. This book will ensure that you are never blocked or at a loss for serious writing subjects again. The secret to great writing is, as Bennett shows in this well-written and inspirational book, within." In the end, I wholeheartedly recommend this book to all writers and would-be writers. Whether you're looking to be the next great novelist or simply want to get more out of writing your own private journal, this book has so much to offer that it is a goldmine. I know I will be referring back to this book for years to come. In the end, I wholeheartedly recommend this book to all writers and would-be writers. Whether you're looking to be the next great novelist or simply want to get more out of writing your own private journal, this book has so much to offer that it is a goldmine. I know I will be referring back to this book for years to come.